Hi, sir.
Hi.
I am Abhinav. Now, can I talk about the domain name
Please go ahead.
while asking the question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. Now, I have a domain called IndianMoustacheMovement.com.
IndianMoustacheMovement.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, now I've already filed for a trademark and I want to start selling merchandise via it. I'm obviously waiting for the trademark to go through. Now, my lawyers say that I should start selling products as soon as possible. But the name in itself is so sensitive that I do not want to take that risk.
Okay.
So what do you suggest? What should I do?
You are right now in the classical scenario of to be or not to be. Do you want to go on the road or you don't want to go on the road?
Right.
My suggestion will be please go on the road. The reason is you applied for your trademark.
Right.
Once you've applied for the trademark, the law is very clear. Your protection begins the day you applied and filed for the trademark.
Okay.
So you are protected under the law. Of course, it will take some time for the trademark to get allocated to you. Maybe somebody may object and it will be seen at that point of time. But there's no law which says that you will have to wait till kingdom time comes or till such time the trademark is allocated to you for starting your operations. So don't wait. Start your operations. The moment you start operations, then that becomes a further legitimate proof of the fact that you were doing legitimate activities under this particular name.
Right.
And it's a very unique kind of a name. And I think a lot of Indians have mustache. I also have one.
Yes,
So I'll be happy to be on board. But the question is, start doing your legal activities because tomorrow whenever there's going to be a dispute, you can always come and say, look, as on 1st of September 2014, I had begun my operations, I had done this franchise, I had done this activity. All that will help you further protect your interests in the name per se if it comes for litigation. So don't wait for trademark to be arriving. It could take you years. Normally it takes 4 or 5 years. So there's no point of waiting because by that time the market would have changed, things would have changed. Start right away and then keep on building on your brand and I see no reason why you should not succeed.
So should we avoid names like movement, words like movement in our domain names?
Well, that's a matter of personal choice. Indian Moustache Movement, right?
Right.
First of all, it's a long domain name.
Right.
But in which there are it's a combination of 3 generic words. Indian Moustache Movement. So, it's available on a first come first serve basis. You've taken it. Good.
Right.
So, there is no particular trademark on Indian Moustache Movement.
True.
So, it's unlikely that there will be any particular stuff on movement per se, but you'll have to check up the trademark registry. If somebody has registered the trademark with movement on, technically they can come and ask you to stop.
Okay.
So have a look at what's there. But normally speaking, it becomes hard for people to come to the court and say, sir, this is a generic name. Because when you are using a generic name, the onus of proof becomes more higher. You'll have to show that the generic name has become so synonymous with your activities. Like when we say Xerox. So instead of photocopying, we say Xerox. So it's taken you decades before we say Xeroxing is nothing but photocopying.
Right.
Now, normally in a case of movement, it's going to be far more longer. So you could go ahead and proceed forward, but it's advisable to specifically avoid any kind of names that would be trademarked earlier. So have a look at the trademark search results before you move on to your next domain.
Right, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. I see a hand here.
Awesome question. Just to add something to the sir's point, you could always use TM as the obvious notion to show that you have applied for the trademark, not the registered mark though.
Absolutely.
There's another question here. Oh, Mr. Heldo Thomas.
Mr. Dugal, I have a question, if you will permit
Sir,
me.
please. I want the permission from the organizers. I'm all at your disposal. Go ahead.
No, this is relevant to what you mentioned of putting up a website with a WordPress theme and putting terms of conditions. That's one side of it. There's another industry which thrives, which is the parking industry. If you are parking a domain name, this is the first part of the question. If you are parking a domain name, do you classify that as, according to laws, legitimate, illegitimate, activity allowed, not allowed? That's my first question. Second question is UDRP. If you lose a UDRP, you always have the option in the US market to go to a federal court. In India, you have INUDRP. Now, if you can establish that the arbitrator had a conflict of interest deciding the case, and it goes against the registrant, and you lose a IN UDRP, the only option for you to stop that is to go a writ petition in the High Court. Now my question is that entails a lot of financial might, because you know High Court writ petitions are pretty costly. So to cut short my question, for an average person, what is the way out if you see abuse of the IN UDRP process? And the parking question, if you can answer that, please.
First, thanks for that wonderful questions. First, parking. When you're doing parking, you're doing nothing but a service on a network. Once you do a service on a network, you become a network service provider, you become an intermediary. Parking is legal. Your activities as an intermediary are legal, thanks to Section 79 of the Information Technology Act, provided that you exercise due diligence while you are discharging your obligations for parking. And number two, you comply with the IT Act, and you do not voluntarily or consciously violate the provisions of the law. The second part of your question, if you lose a .in DRP case, and you have enough evidence to show prima facie a conflict of interest, there's actually nothing stopping you individually from going and filing. You don't even need a lawyer. You can individually file a writ petition, and filing a writ petition, however complicated it may look, is not that complicated at all. If you can actually prove, because in writ petition you only have to show, has there been any violation of your rights? Right? Now, in this case, NICSI or a .in DRP registry is state within the meaning of Article 12 of the Constitution. That being so, it is amenable to the writ petition. You can go there. You can draft a two-page petition and take your chance. Get it done through lawyer. It's nice. The good thing about writ petitions are it's not very costly in terms of court fees. There are only standard limited court fees. For example, in Delhi earlier it used to be 50, now it's only 500 bucks. Stuff like that. There are a lot of these free templates that are available. You can utilize them, maybe take a small consultation with some lawyer. File it yourself. There's no harm. What's the worst case scenario? Your writ petition gets dismissed. That's all. So it's only going to take time, effort, energy, and small expenses. But if you think you're confident and your documents say that well enough, please go ahead and do that, because do not allow an erroneous decision or a decision which is colored by the perspectives of conflict of interest to really go through. And more significantly, please understand, from an economic point of view, it's a far more valuable business proposition. I mean, shall I say, invest a small amount of money. But if that allows me to overturn the INDRP petition or the decision, I stand to gain if I'm the registrant or whatever. Otherwise, I'll end up losing my domain name. And I think you should really give your last shot. Don't allow your domain name to lapse. Under Sati, we have been blatantly foolish. We have blatantly registered a domain name that belongs to somebody else. That's a different ballgame. But if you think that your matter is not coming within the four corners of the law, please, I'll encourage you to take all steps possible. Take it to the logical conclusions, because if you win, you not only win your domain name, you also get a lot of legal mileage, but more significantly, the value of your domain name rises. Well, if in litigation, it's been litigated and you've successfully fought a litigation, I'll tell you, the market price of your domain in whatever sector is likely to be substantially increasing as time goes by. Okay, if you look at the .in DRP, it's very, very limited, because they limited, the entire context was based on the Uniform Domain Name Dispute Resolution Policy. So right now it's only limited to on what conditions can that said .in domain name be got back, right? Once it's established, there's a conflict of interest. And in case, if there's a decision by a court to that effect, then that's going to definitely hit the registrar. That's the problem. The problem in the domain name sector is that the jurisprudence is so much dominated by the trademark school that if you look at the language of the UDRP, the different CCTLD UDRP, the URS, it's all basically tilted in the direction of the trademarks. So that's a given stuff as part of jurisprudence. We can't change it. But we'll have to see, can we come up with innovative mechanisms to carve out exceptions, so as to show that your respective domain names could not really fall within the mischief of this particular established jurisprudence, which is now de facto established across the world. I thought I saw something here. Sir.
Yeah, for me, owning a .in is a very scary thing. .in is a very scary thing. There are around 52 classes of trademarks, if I'm not wrong. And if anyone owns a class of, any trademark in any of these classes, they can go file a URDP in the INDRP. So I've seen cases like sex.in, web.in, the registrant losing the domain. So future, how do we protect ourselves from cases like this? I think web.in, sex.in is a complete abuse of INDRP.
The problem is when you are in India and when you are dealing with .in, CCTLD, number one, you will not only be governed by the terms of the .in registry, more significantly, the laws of India are applicable to you. Now, under the Trademark Act, various classes are given. If somebody has registered any of that, then that becomes a legitimate handle for that somebody to take your domain name back, right? So you will have intrinsic large number of restrictions put on you. For example, officially, the .in registry says you can't sell. Is that, if I understand that correctly, that you're not allowed to auction the .in domains? And there have been some documented cases in that regard lately as well. But the fact remains that in those limited circumstances, we'll have to be careful. So we should be consciously careful of what is the kind of domain name I'm registering. Is it likely to fall into mischief? If it is, then be very, very careful in registering.
Okay. I've seen web.in, news.in, people losing it. So web and news is complete generic name, and no one can think of a trademark or violating any trademark. So how do you think this fits in?
Okay. Because in India you have a system in place, you can go to the trademark registry, you can do an online search. So the next time you want to register a domain name, I'll actively encourage you to go to the trademark registry website and search for the domain, for the name. If the name shows that it's registered in somebody else's name, then that's the first alarm call that must be hitting your minds. Okay, here is a potential exposure. So I'm trying to insulate this entire hall and I'm trying to close all doors. If this one door is open, this radiation is going to come in and affect me. So you, as far as possible, you should be more careful, because if it's registered, then you are playing with fire. Why? How it was registered, why it was registered is beyond our control. It was registered in some context at some point of time under some clauses for some particular person, right? But once registered, the Indian law is very, very clear. Once registered, that will be given primacy.